In this video, we're going to look at putting numbers in order from greatest to least and what that means. Greatest means the biggest number. Least means the smallest. So biggest, smallest. And we're going to write these numbers in standard form. A standard form is like a regular number. So like 294. If I were to write that, it would look like this. That is standard form. So let's look at A here. We have three numbers. I want to put them in order from biggest to smallest, or greatest to least. We look at the greatest valued place. So we have the hundreds, hundreds, hundreds. We look and see which number is the biggest. 8 is the biggest, so that will go first. 7 is bigger than 5, so that would go second, and then the 5 would go third. We would then write down the numbers over here on the lines with commas separating them. Then we look at the next example. If you notice, these are not in standard form except for this one. So we need to write these in standard form before we can go on. 82 tens. We've taught students to make 82 tens into standard form. You write down the 82 and drop a 0 behind it, because 82 tens is the same as 820. We read this one out loud, 8 hundreds, 12 ones. So we have hundreds, tens, ones. We have 8 hundreds and 12 ones. Well, sometimes kids will want to go ahead and put a 12 right there. We don't want to do that. We want to think, for example, that this is 12. So what number is going to go in the ones place? A 2. What number is going to go in the tens place? A 1. So 812 is written this way. We look at these numbers again. We see which one has the greatest digit in the hundreds place. 881. Well, it's a tie between this number and this number. So we cross out the 8 and we look at the tens. 2, 1. Which one's bigger? The 2. Put a 1 there. This would come second and this would come through third. Then we would write them down on the lines. 820, 812, 128. Let's look at another one. We have 30 plus 3 plus 300. This is expanded form. We know that we have hundreds, we have tens, and we have ones. If students need to write an HTO to get their numbers organized, we encourage that. If they can do it without it, that's great too. So we're going to look at the hundreds first. We have 300. So we know we need to put a 3 in the hundreds place. We have 3 tens. We put a 3 in the tens place. And we have 3 ones. Put a 3 in the ones place. Over here, we have 30 tens and 3 ones. Once again, we know that 30 tens is the same as 300. And then we need to add in 3 ones. 303. Finally, we have 300 plus 30. We know this needs to go in the hundreds place and to drop the 30 behind. We look at the hundreds place to see which one is the largest. 3, 3, 3. They're the same, so cross them out. We go to the tens. 3, 0, 3. The 3s are the largest, so we're going to look at these two numbers first. Since they're the same, we're going to cross them out and look at the ones. 3 and 0. Which one's the greatest? The 3. So this one gets a 1, and you can circle it if you need to keep it separate. This one's a 2, and this one's a 3. Sometimes circling the order helps keep the numbers from being mixed up. We then write down the order over here on the line. This is putting numbers in order from greatest to least.